Okay,
No?
so this is Statement Podcast. I am David Wilders, and I'm at He Wilders on this for thinking that Naomi is rubbish on the mic. Hello.
Is this whole thing just going to like you
It's on
Naomi?
Twitter as
Because
well.
I'm going to get a lot of hate.
I'm not letting go of the Naomi thing. I'm not letting go of the Naomi thing. Anyway, we're joined by Jake Walsh at Jake Walsh 94, I think. I talk to you every day, and I'm not sure if you're at.
Yeah, at Jake Walsh 95.
Yeah, okay. Basically, next while anyway, for the foreseeable future, as long as we're not kicked off YouTube, we're going to decide to basically review a couple of the shows on WBTV. So Raw, SmackDown Live, even though I hate that name.
We know it's live by now.
Yeah. NXT, the Cruiserweight Classic, whatever else, exclusives, Beast in the East, stuff like that.
And the
basically
favorite months. This is going to get messy.
Oh yeah, because wrestling fans didn't have lives to begin with.
Yeah.
So basically, we're recording this on the 3rd of August, Wednesday the 3rd of August, and because we live in the UK, it's difficult in TV shows live is. So we're recording this before NXT and before the crew will be reviewing Raw and SmackDown. So Monday Night Raw, 1st of August, the second Raw since the draft. So how are you feeling anyway about the rosters just since the draft happened?
I'm liking both. I think both have got their great stars and some that can build up as well. I see SmackDown in the more to build up the future stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys like Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, etc.
At the time, I was a bit disappointed. Had a little bit more in the way of star power than SmackDown did.
Yeah, that's definitely where SmackDown is lacking, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd kind of given the tag division and the women's division.
Yeah.
Essentially, without Sasha and Charlotte. But, that's
Like,
and then
Raw was given Cruiserweight as well.
Yeah.
Which probably SmackDown gets more now.
So we started Raw off basically with a last week on Raw video package. And I mean it was slick, it was cool, it was better looking than before.
Yeah.
Because they've had these sort of packages before, but I thought it was cooler this time than and the Raw intro is much better than this.
Yeah, I love the new Raw intro, especially the theme. The new theme is great as well, I think.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's better than the old one.
Yeah, and the Raw intro ends with Sasha Banks, which is no issue for me because I'm a huge Mark.
Yeah.
So basically,
the only thing is I no longer know is tonight the night when Raw's on.
Yes.
Need to know that.
Better video package, better.
Yeah.
Sort of. But anyway, we started Raw with Sasha. And Sasha came out as the new women's champion. She won it last week on Raw. She came out
one of the best women's matches ever.
One of the best women's matches ever, which is shocking because Charlotte's involved.
To be fair, I think she's an okay wrestler.
No, she's fine. She's okay.
Kind of, nah. Not exciting compared to a lot of them, I suppose. I'd rather watch her than some of the Attitude Era people.
Well, yeah. So Sasha comes out, she puts Bayley over, she puts NXT over, and she basically talks a little bit about how she feels now as the new champ, and then she's interrupted by I think it's fantastic, just myself personally, that the women's segment is
it's good.
I mean it's
not really something you've ever seen before. Yeah. Not that I remember.
It's much better than the 20-minute promo segments we used to get from Steph and Shield, or not Shield, and and that kind of idea.
All those
So-
long last 20-minute promos you'd get back in 2000 from Triple H.
40 year and that kind of thing.
That just got really boring.
So Charlotte comes out and they kind of banter back champion challenger stuff, and then Sasha absolutely roasts Charlotte by saying, Charlotte calls Sasha a one night stand, and then Sasha points out that Charlotte is the daughter of his angelic, really, and puts so basically she says that if then Charlotte wouldn't be here, and that kind of set the tone for a long roasts, a lot of which were quite sexual in nature on Raw. So basically, Chris Jericho comes out saying quiet repeatedly.
As he does now for some reason.
And he comes out
Maybe that's
and...
Nick's t-shirt.
Ooh, I don't know. I think we... So basically, what happens then is Jericho comes out and he does his usual heel persona in 2016. He's been fantastic as a heel.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff from him this year.
Throughout and he interrupts them, and he's no more. He's no longer. He's kind of quite obviously sided with Charlotte. In the ring is standing where Charlotte stands.
Yeah.
And then Enzo comes, and we get a huge pop just because it's Enzo and Cass. And Enzo comes out and walks around to where Sasha is, so you can already kind of see the divide.
Yeah, you can see where stuff's going.
At this stage. Yeah, something's going down. And while a match before it is now. So, they banter about Sasha and Enzo do this really awkward, really charged, tense,
that was very
how you doing thing.
strange one. There's definitely some sexual tension on there.
Definitely. I mean, I don't know, I felt uncomfortable watching Liv Morgan would be watching it also.
It was very... You definitely got the feeling there was something going on. Maybe they just stand, who knows.
Awkwardness. Lots and lots of awkwardness.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens then is Charlotte roasts Enzo and says that, he's
soft, basically.
He's...
Yeah. I'm sure Liv Morgan appreciates that.
She loved it. Sure, she absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
What happens then is that we have this mixed tag match.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we had one. I can't remember the last time we had a mixed tag team match.
When was the last time we had a mixed tag match? You see, I think it's brilliant that, it's not exactly a new concept, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's something you haven't seen for a while, so it kind of feels fresh.
Yeah, it feels fresh because we haven't had it.
It's been a long time. Yeah, it was something good to see. Something not kind of new, but fresh-ish.
The mixed tag? Or am I making that up? Did we ever have Santino and Emma in a mixed tag? Or remember when she came out with the
I remember that because I'm a fan, but I think that might have been it. It might have been Santino versus Fandango and Summer Rae.
Someone.
Yeah, that must be about 2 years ago now. That happened.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that one.
As I say, not a new concept, but it's
something I ain't seen for a while.
Fresh, it was nice. Exactly. So that was fantastic, and although the segment dragged on a little bit, it was nice anyway.
Yeah.
Way that it happened. What happens as KO comes out in commentary. Exactly.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Commentary.
That's great.
And just slays it as usual.
He owns everything.
So isn't the best. It's not the worst. It's fine. It's not a good match. It's not a bad match.
No, you have Fascia and Enzo really badly themselves on outside dives again though, which I'm starting to get worried about every time I see them two wrestle.
Every time she does that dive, scares me.
This bad feeling that something bad's going to happen one of these days. with that. I don't want it to, obviously, but you just get his feeling.
And I mean, I don't know, every time she goes for the dive, I mean, the first time, she did one at WrestleMania, and it turned into a flip, even though it was only a suicide dive, and she almost killed herself. The time that when she was winning the title in her head and almost killed herself.
Yeah.
And then last night, when she went out, she kind of turned sideways.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, either way, Charlotte got all of it, so I feel kind of sorry for Charlotte
Yeah.
as well.
Pretty bad
every
for
time.
both of them.
Yeah. And then Enzo just does what he does. So
yeah,
that was the match, basically. Kind of dusty finish, so just
yeah,
with the distraction. Jericho kind of comes in while Sasha is pinning.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure from a storyline perspective why she gets.
No, I'm not sure about them.
She's pinning Charlotte,
Yeah.
and she had a round of two, and Jericho stumbles into the ring, and I don't think he's really going to make it there.
Nah.
But anyway, she gets up, she hits Jericho with a slap, he falls, and then she and gets pinned.
Yeah. Probably not the best idea to be champion pinned immediately.
Yeah.
First time WWE have done it, but it's probably still not the best idea.
As my brothers stand at the side
Yeah.
of my bed, interfered also, so I forgot about the invert. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Irrelevant. Grand. So basically, that's what happened. So after the mixed tag, while KO's in commentary, is there for reasons that we don't understand, but then set for him, to face against Enzo.
He was there for
that seems to be sneaking into a rivalry now.
Yeah.
Possibility of Owens and Jericho as the tag team.
That, in my opinion, is money right there.
You think?
Yeah, I think that could be a really good thing.
Yeah. Anything with Owens in it, money.
If they give them their first run as feuding with Enzo and Cass, I think that could be a money thing right there.
If they're in a program with Enzo and Cass, that could be good. So anyways, KO's in commentary, and that's what happens. So then after that, we get Strowman versus the local jobber.
Yeah. Probably not really much to say about that one.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about the recap?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Not really sure.
The theme music's off. Haircut's dreadful too.
Oh, the haircut! Don't even get me started on the haircut.
One thing I don't understand.
I'm not sure about.
One thing I don't understand about the whole Strowman thing is a local jobber in the ring. They have this local competitor, and Byron Saxton interviews them before the match.
Yeah.
And wishes them luck in the ring with Strowman. And he says basically that they always say, the competitors say, that they're given $1,000 to fight Strowman and $5,000 if they win.
Right.
Where is this money coming from? Who is supplying this?
That's a very good question, actually.
Like it's a storyline dead end. I mean, who's giving him this money? Where is this coming from? Why does this matter in relation to this? Are we coming back to the older days? It's like the body slam challenges with Andre the Giant and like John Studd. Is this?
Yeah.
Are we paying?
Very weird question thing that you could have. I mean, I can't see Stephanie doing it because Stephanie's a moody cow.
That's not really a reason though.
No.
She's a moody cow, but she likes heat.
Maybe Mick Foley's offering it to give people a chance, possibly.
You see, I don't know. I just wish they would tell us.
Yeah, it's something to be addressed.
Don't get me wrong. As an angle, I think it's fine. I don't have any issue with it.
As long as it does go on as an angle and it's not just one of them things that's dropped.
Yeah, well, it's fresh, but I just wish they would actually tell us where it's come from. I mean, it's just been dropped in here and no one actually discusses why. Also, the second thing that really annoys me with Braun Strowman, and this is just as pernickety, but it annoys me. Every single time, after the match is finished, he drops his straps.
Yeah.
Why after the match?
That is a good question as well.
Drop them before the choke slam. It's not hard.
I mean, like if you think about if it was Kurt Angle, after he taps someone out with the ankle lock, he does that. It doesn't make sense.
Why though?
Exactly. Angle would do it to show that it means business.
I mean, you look at SmackDown, and
Yeah.
they have American Alpha now, and
Yeah.
Jordan is,
He does it after he goes into beast mode.
yeah, exactly. Basically, he does. He puts down the straps as well and does the spear into the corner thing, and it's nice because it sets up the finish and it allows the crowd to know what's happening.
Exactly.
So why would you wait until after the match to take your straps off? All he has to do is take them off or put them down,
or
and
if
then
you're really that, want to show off your chest that much, don't wear the thing in the first place.
don't wear one. But anyway,
just come out to the ring without it. But yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, Suplex Statement Podcast, where we discuss the more pressing issues in WWE today, like strap wearing. So basically,
and who pays the jobbers?
Who pays the jobbers? Well, I mean, they're out $2,000 already. Whoever it is.
I know.
So, then we have Golden Truth and the Shining Stars, and you can take this one because I'm just not ours.
See, I didn't even see the whole match, so all I know is for some reason R-Truth was trying to catch a Pokemon and that cost his team the match. That's all I really know.
Yeah, he's standing on the apron, and just as Goldust for the tag, he jumps off the apron down to the floor to try and catch a Pokemon.
For whatever reason.
And then Goldust misses out, and then they're I don't remember if it's a roll up or if it's the finish.
I think it was some kind of funky roll up before the finish. I think one of the Shining Stars. I can't remember who's who in that one.
Yeah, I really
pay attention to them, but they run up the ropes and rolled Goldust up, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like that. To be honest, I really didn't care enough about it.
So yeah.
Have you any comments on Golden Truth or Shining Stars? Really?
Not really, to be honest.
So that's a firm no. So then after this, we get the interview, and I say interview very lightly. Interview segment with Finn Balor. So Balor comes out to the ring with the new remixed version of his theme. And he comes out to the ring, and he's about to be interviewed by, again, I think, is it Byron Saxton? No, it's Michael Cole.
Byron Saxton.
Byron Saxton.
Michael, I know, one of them, yeah.
Somebody from there. Somebody who's not Corey Graves, which is unusual because
Corey Graves is awesome.
Graves is fantastic. So Balor comes out, basically, and he's basically just gotten to the ring, and Seth comes out.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is a sign on WWE's part that they're not confident with Balor as a talker?
Could be. Or maybe, I don't know, they just wanted to get Rollins out there for the segment. I don't know. I mean, I'll admit he is not the best when it comes to talking.
You see, I think Balor's okay on the mic.
It's okay, but he's like not the best. But I don't think Rollins is the best either all the time. So I think they're both kind of
Rollins isn't
the same field.
Rollins isn't the best, but the thing about Rollins is very solid.
Yeah.
So you go out there and you get the job done somehow.
Yeah.
Whatever way that happens.
Yeah.
So basically, Seth comes out, and he comes out with the usual, your local sports team sucks.
Yeah.
Which he always loves doing, and I always love hearing. I think it'll always work.
He does it in such a different way to some people that it's just quite good.
Americans are just really patriotic, and they really love their sports teams, so I think it'll always have a place.
Yeah.
So
even if it was kind of cheap, it's always guaranteed then to get a real.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is probably all that matters.
So what do you actually think about this whole Balor Seth situation?
I think we may be getting a heel turn at SummerSlam.
Double turn?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You see, I think there's a possibility of a double turn, but only if you have the club by Balor's side.
Yeah. That is a possibility.
See, the best way is probably to have the club there, have Balor not speak, have the club there, have the club do the talking for them, because I think Anderson's a decent
Yeah, Anderson's pretty good on the mic.
decent mic worker. And then you can have Rollins turn face and have the face run that he's needed for a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, they get into a scuffle. Rollins tries to take a cheap shot. Balor reverses and hits the Pele kick.
Or the overhead kick, as Michael Cole wants to call it.
The overhead kick, as Cole called it. And then he
I
scrambles.
don't know if they're doing to differentiate maybe between Balor and AJ Styles, or
possibly
Michael Cole's just a yeah.
Well, I mean, he's no more Ronaldo when it comes to calling moves, is he really? So.
No, that is true.
So anyway, Rollins rolls out the ring, and that's the end of that.
Yeah.
So that's another match for SummerSlam. Yeah. What do you think of the Universal title, the whole naming of it, and everything else?
I'm not too keen on the name, to be honest, but I think it's probably going to grow in about 6 months. I won't even. But right now, I'm not too sure about the name.
Yeah, you see,
I think I'd have come up with randomly in a video game or something.
I don't know if you watched this, but after SmackDown last night on the network, they had the premiere episode of Talking Smack. I think that's what you call it.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I've not watched it yet. No.
Yeah, so they had
Yeah,
Talking Smack. I decided to watch it anyway because at 4:30 in the morning I wasn't actually that tired, or 3:30 maybe 3:30
Well,
it was.
I'm a UK wrestling fan.
Yeah, 3:30 in the morning I wasn't that tired, so I watched
Yeah.
Talking Smack. Brian was on it, which is brilliant because I'm the biggest Brian mark alive.
Yeah.
And Brian was on it, and basically Brian took a shot at Raw.
All right.
And he's been saying basically that SmackDown has the only legitimate world title. And whenever he had Jason Jordan and Chad Gable on it, who we're going to talk about in a little while, he had them on it, and he said that they were going to add more tag titles to SmackDown.
Okay. Sounds
but he took a shot at Raw and made fun of the fact that they named it the Universal title and said that, quote, SmackDown weren't going to panic like Raw did and bring the Milky Way tag titles to SmackDown. So,
fair enough.
So, you know, that's what he did, and he made fun of the fact that they named it the Universal title. It's only good banter. I mean, it's probably sanctioned.
Yeah.
But
you got to give that kind of vibe of competition.
Nonetheless, I like that there's the whole sort of Steph Bischoff-esque competition here going on. So that's good. Just thought I'd bring that up when we were talking about the Universal title. So the next thing that happened was along the same point as Venus R-Truth's existence. And it was Rusev against Mark Henry for the US title.
Again? That's what I was thinking, to be honest, because they run that to death in 2014, really. And they only have a couple of matches. They're never great, to be honest, I don't think.
The last Mark Henry program I really enjoyed was when he had the program with Bo Dallas.
See, I don't actually even remember that one, to be honest.
Bo Dallas kept beating him with roll-ups and things on main event. And he beat him on an episode of Raw with the Bulldog.
All right.
This was back, I think, when Bo had a streak.
Oh, so that, I don't really remember it then.
And he had the whole beating Mark Henry and the Bulldog.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
Then Henry beat him up a couple of times and that kind of thing. But I enjoyed that. It showed a lighter side of Mark Henry and Bo Dallas. Benefited from it, sort of, kind of, not at all. So you had Rusev against Mark Henry. Mark Henry goes in earlier on in the night to Steph and to Mick Foley and asks them for one more match, Christian style. And he basically says that he wants to reopen the Hall of Pain. So they have this match. I think it was for the title, but I'm really not sure. I don't even remember now at this stage. But the only thing I would say is, Rusev Bay, what was the point in the match?
Just to give Rusev something to do because everyone loves Rusev. I hope. Because if you don't, then, are you breathing?
Someone said this earlier. I think it might have been CM Pulse on his show Instant Gratification. Might have said, if Rusev isn't one of your favorite wrestlers right now, what show are you watching?
He has a point, because everything that guy does is just amazing right now.
It's just fantastic.
And if you compare that to this time 2 years ago when he was just generic foreign monster,
yeah,
it is night and day, and he is so great at what he's doing right now.
He really is. He's got. I think he's got some sort of personality that's rubbed off since he was a member of the League of Nations.
Yeah, I noticed it this time last year when they had the whole like love thing between Ziggler,
Him and
Lana, and
Summer Rae. Oh.
yeah. But you kind of noticed his personality starting to come through a lot more then.
Can we also mention that Lana's looking more and more like a Disney princess each week?
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if what's going on with that.
Was she wearing a wedding dress? Is that what it was?
I think so.
I didn't scramble over the pictures of her wedding like some other people on Twitter. So
the only picture I've seen from their wedding is that one of Ryback, Rusev, and Luke Harper.
Haven't even seen that. There you go.
I have to show you that one later. That's quite funny.
Oh, brilliant! So Luke Harper was invited to the wedding. That's nice.
Apparently so.
And Ryborg, cool.
Yeah, who just randomly vanished.
For the better.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody's really that pissed off about that one.
No. So anyway, they have the title match.
Yeah.
Inevitably, Mark Henry loses. He loses the sentimental match. And the only thing I would have questioned is, just out of sentimental reasons, if that's why Henry was given the match, why couldn't we have just ended the match in a DQ or some sort of dusty finish that would have prolonged it for a week or two?
Yeah.
And turn it into a mini program if we're going to go with the whole sentimental thing.
Yeah, it is some sort of thing you probably would have gone for doing that, but who knows? Maybe there'll be something next week.
There might be something else. I don't know. Might
Mark Henry had dust in his eye or something.
Yeah. What was it Charlotte said? There was a fly?
Yeah.
There was a fly there?
Yeah.
There was a fly there. So that's what happened before he got super kicked.
He was trying to flot a fly, as Michael Cole would say.
Yeah. Flot a fly. So, anyway, out comes Reigns, and at this point, the Shield theme that Reigns is using has just become the theme of disappointment.
Yeah, they really need to change that if the Shield Union at some point.
Every time it happens, it's just like, Dana.
And it's just like, if they do plan on reuniting the Shield, they need to change it because it's just going to ruin that pop.
Yeah.
The first time that hit again.
It's Pavlovian response. It's just every time I hear that now, I just think, no. The word no just flashes before my eyes. Yeah. It's like, say, Reigns is out again. But anyway, out comes Reigns in his new red gear to match the red US title he's going to steal from Rusev at SummerSlam. And he comes out and he's basically the next challenger for this US title. What do you think about Reigns being in the mid-card position?
I honestly think it could end up being the best thing for him. Just slowly rebuild him. Maybe you have him beat Rusev and he becomes the cocky heel United States champion.
I think we've had enough cocky heel United States champions.
We have, but maybe with Reigns, I don't know, it'll be different because you genuinely seem to hate the guy.
See, I don't know. I think it's the weird predicament where I think the minute they turn Reigns heel,
he's just going to get cheered.
He'll start to be liked.
Yeah.
And then they'll want to turn him face again. And
he'll just get booed.
Yeah. He'll always continue to get the opposite reaction of what the back wants.
But I am looking forward to the whole Reigns Rusev thing. I am looking forward.
I think it could work as a promo or as a program.
We should produce some good matches.
Yeah, I'm just not looking forward to Reigns bouncing off Lana on the mic. It's just.
But I think if they keep Reigns as the silent guy like they did on Raw,
well, I mean,
silent arse kicker, that might be a good thing.
I was saying this before the podcast started, and basically Reigns was most liked during the Shield whenever he was the silent type. And didn't touch the mic at all.
I don't think
that can't be a coincidence.
Outside of maybe a few sentences a week, he doesn't need to talk.
No.
Just maybe every now and then give him the thing, but he doesn't need it all the time.
Yeah.
I think.
He doesn't need to talk.
Larger than unstoppable force, he shouldn't be talking anyway.
Yeah.
Like, if Kane in 1997 talked every week, it would take away a lot of the mystique of him.
Exactly.
They want Reigns to be that unstoppable force. They need to do that with him.
Yeah.
Having be silent and destroy everyone.
And one of the things that the people hate Reigns for, that people make fun of Reigns online for, is things like saying "suffer and succotash," and the
I remember
wink,
that one.
and the time that
Yeah.
he forgot his lines, so he decided to sniff the air like Joey from Friends.
I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that. I think that was around the time a lot of the hate started for him. Was when he come back at TLC that year and just helped Cena.
I don't know. Did you ever hear the Megan Trainor parody? All about that Reigns.
No, I don't. I don't think I've heard that one.
Should I play it?
Go on then.
That's the question. Should I play it all about that Reigns? I mean, people hate me on Twitter anyway, so
Yeah.
oh. But
Embrace the hate.
Embrace the hate. That was one of the worst things ever. That Kane scene. Jesus, don't get me started.
That just ruined the return of Moss Kane.
No, remember the time he pushed Zack Ryder off the stage in the wheelchair?
That was the last push Zack Ryder got for what? Sure, he enjoyed it.
Oh, okay. I can't find this. Genuinely think it's been removed from YouTube. That's sad.
Yeah. I hate when things like that happen.
Anyways, so moving on, we had Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I remember this one. Now, if I remember correctly, did Titus O'Neil cheat to win, didn't he? Or something like that.
I don't even remember this match, if I'm honest. I just remember the fact that Titus got the jobber entrance and
won the match or whatever.
and won the match anyway.
Yeah. And then he started having a go Bob Backlund backstage.
Yeah.
That's about all I remember. So it looks like Titus O'Neil heel turn on the cards.
Did they want us to care about Bob Backlund? That's what I was wondering. Did they want us to be like, oh no, the Hall of Famer?
I think so. But the thing, I don't feel sorry for the guy because I think he could still genuinely take out anyone he wants. That guy is still in pretty good shape.
You see, there's a number of things that puzzles me about this Darren Young. Make Darren Young great again.
First of all, why has it been given to Darren Young?
First of all, why is it been given to Darren Young as a start?
Yeah.
Another thing, they had one of the promo. I did actually watch one of the Make Darren Young Great Again promos, believe it or not. And the only reason I did is because it was on both Raw and SmackDown in the same week.
Didn't they do that like with most of them anyway?
Well, probably. And
I'm sure I remember hearing that.
What they did was basically they were talking about Darren Young's finisher.
Oh, right.
Which is the kind of
something
fireman's carry hold into the
fireman's carry into the gutbuster
type.
Yeah.
So they had that, but then Coach Backlund. Just gonna let that simmer for a minute.
Yeah.
Coach Backlund. Coach Backlund tells him that he can use his finish instead, the crossface chicken wing.
Yeah. Which, if I do remember hearing a couple of times, is a legit painful shoot hold.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
But why hasn't Darren Young used it once?
He has, hasn't he? Did he not beat The Miz with it a couple of weeks ago during the draft SmackDown?
Did he?
I can't remember now, I'm sure. I remember him using it at Battleground after the thing had ended.
Good.
I think that was it. But yeah, in terms of winning a match, I think he used it on the SmackDown draft show, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't feel like they've made a big enough deal of it.
No.
It's been like, oh, I have to give you my finisher, and it's just...
Yeah.
You know, it should feel big.
It should feel like a big moment, because it was a good finisher.
Yeah, it's like the time Hideo came to NXT.
Yeah.
And for anyone that doesn't know, Hideo was the man who actually created the GTS.
Go to sleep.
Made famous by what do you call him?
Some tattooed guy from Chicago.
Yeah, what do you call him again?
Phil Brooks, I think.
Phil Brooks, that's him. Isn't he making his UFC debut 2 years ago?
I've heard he was, but he's still undefeated. That's all I know.
Yeah.
We're going to get sued, aren't we?
No. So basically, getting way off track here, but anyway, Hideo on NXT, he came in and he was the guy that invented the GTS, and for the first while he used the sort of single leg drop kick thing,
kicky thing.
which looked slick, but he hadn't used the GTS. And when he finally pulled out the GTS against Tyler Breeze,
Tyler Breeze,
I think, don't quote me on that, but I think it was Tyler Breeze. When he
I think
finally
it was
did,
last event, though.
when he finally used the GTS at a house show, they gave it a whole segment on NXT, and they plugged it massive, and it felt like this big moment.
Yeah, because he'd been teasing it for about 2 or 3 months before that, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just led to that moment.
Darren Young using the crossface check should have felt the same way.
But it didn't. I think he's used. See, the fact we can't remember if he has used it or not.
Exactly.
It does tell you something's going on there.
Yeah. You
we
see,
should remember that.
I don't know. It should have felt a bigger thing. But anyway, we'll see where this Darren Young angle goes. If he's going into a feud with Titus for the next 2 weeks, you can count me out of it. I'm around.
I actually kind of like both guys, but the whole thing just feels kind of weird for both of them at the minute.
I like them as primetime players, but I like their first run, not their random second run when they got back together again.
Yeah.
And randomly inserted themselves into a title
New
match.
Day.
Yeah.
Beat the New Day somehow.
Oh, don't remind me. So we have the second local jobber of the evening, and they went up against Nia Jax.
Who's
What's her?
decided to still be the Rufio haircut.
Yeah, the weird haircut.
Yeah.
So we have Nia Jax. She's gotten a lot of criticism for the fact that she shouldn't have been put up to the main roster before Asuka or before anyone else really in NXT that you can think of. But nonetheless, she is on the main roster. Yeah. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that I think her moveset is one of the more entertaining movesets.
She's definitely got a lot of variety of power moves going.
Yeah.
Which is good. His power moves are good for some people.
See, I was involved in a difficult battle on Twitter last week. Or still this week, actually. About I called Naomi boring. And that's where this came from. Yeah.
That's never a good move.
I called Naomi boring, okay, and I said because the women's title's coming to SmackDown, and I just said that Naomi was boring, and I think she is. I think she's incredibly boring.
Yeah.
So that's what happened, and one thing led to another, and they said someone on Twitter told me that Naomi has the best moveset in the women's division.
I probably get told my opinion doesn't count because I'm a fan of Paige, but I would have to agree with Naomi's moveset. It's not really that entertaining.
Well, when I got back up off the floor after I'd fallen off my chair, I decided to type a few that I thought were better.
Yeah.
And one of those was Nia Jax, and I genuinely believe that Nia Jax has a fantastic moveset. And her finish on Monday night was this weird sort of
whatever you
left
want to call it,
body slam Samoan drop hybrid thing.
Yeah.
But either way, it looked really slick on TV, and I liked it. And that was the finish of the match, and it was great, and it worked. So just a shout out to whoever thought that Naomi's moveset was better than Nia Jax. No, it isn't.
Her finisher is basically just her throwing her ass in someone's face.
Exactly. I said that. Her finisher is a booty bump, and
it's just I don't really buy that as a legit finisher.
Neither do I.
As a setup for a finisher, possibly I could see
it. Okay. And one night, here goes my chances of being taken seriously as a podcaster. But anyway, here we go. Right. So what they've said is that the idea, the concept behind it is that Naomi is slightly more stacked, shall we say, in the posterior region than some of the other women. And that's where the finish comes from. Surely if that is the case, and she does her finish, what is it even called? Rear view?
Something.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so rear view, and surely if there's more cushion there, so to speak, more padding, it's not going to hurt as much.
You would think that would be. You'd think that would make sense, but apparently not.
And apparently, I mean, she's put people down for a 3 count with this, hasn't she?
I think she has pinned a fair few people with it, actually. I think she's pinned AJ with it.
Jesus.
I think she's pinned one of the Bellas. I think she's pinned Paige with it on main event at some point during this year. I think so. She's actually beaten divas with it, or women, or whatever. She's beaten people with it.
That's just disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. So, to all of the people who gave me stick on Twitter for having a go at Naomi, I hope Nia Jax finds Naomi and rips her in half. So the next match was Gallows and Anderson.
Well, that's made quickly.
So the next match was Gallows and Anderson against the New Day, and they had this sort of jokey segment before it where Gallows and Anderson didn't want the New Day cheating, so one of them had to stay behind.
Yeah.
So the New Day draw from fruit.
They draw fruit, didn't they?
They draw fruit from a bag from a helpful person standing backstage. And
was it Sonny Boy?
It might have been Sonny Boy. And they grab... Oh, Jesus.
Sonny Boy.
This segment was awful. And they grab 2 oranges and a banana.
Yeah. And I think people, if they don't know, they haven't seen it yet, they can...
Kids watch this show.
They've got 2 round fruit and a long fruit. You can guess where it's going. And this is still a PG show, I believe.
Children watch this show.
Mm.
I mean, even the way... It's not even so bad, right, that they picked them the way they did. Because obviously the fruits had to be distinctly different.
Yeah.
It's the way they put them together in the ring later on in front of the hard camera.
Very slowly done.
Yeah.
Very deliberately. So they knew what they were doing, basically.
Yeah, in front of the hard camera.
Yeah. But in a way, I think it's also one of them things that kids are just going to find it funny. They're not going to get it. And it probably gives the adults a good laugh as well. So
yeah.
It's like one of them hidden dates in Disney movies that only adults are going to really get.
Basically. So we had a sort of Easter egg, so to speak, on Raw with the New Day, which wouldn't be the first one.
Definitely not.
They had a few weeks ago as well with Enzo and Cass.
Yes, that one was.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty fun.
No, I actually quite like that as well.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what happened. And anyway, it was Xavier who lost.
Mm.
But they pointed out basically that, they plugged again that Bootios are an actual cereal now.
Yeah.
You can buy from a website which can't be WWE sanctioned because it has the weirdest URL.
Yeah. And it is $12 a box, I believe.
Is it?
I believe it's about $12 a box.
That's disgraceful. Right.
Yeah.
Moving on
You ain't tasted it yet.
Well, yeah.
I dread to think, if we're just like, I don't know, some random cereal we can get for $2 that they're charging extra for.
You almost know that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's just
so anyway,
boring cereal.
Well, I mean, it looked like Cheerios. They didn't even look,
never
mind. So
this is not sponsored by Bootios, by the way.
No, it isn't. It's really not.
But if they want to send us $3 each, we're open.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can find the URL and we can plug them anyway, I guess.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens in the match is Big E gets the win with the roll up after
another dreaded roll up.
Another dreaded roll up after distraction.
Why does somebody use that as a finisher all the time? Because it always works.
Well, I mean,
everybody use a roll up.
That's kind of what Becky Lynch used to do on NXT.
And John Cena did that as well when he first started, I think. If I remember correctly, because Chris Jericho just apparently had nicknamed him backstage the wacky roll up guy. Which doesn't sound like somebody who does a roll up in a wrestling ring more than a drug dealer, in my opinion. But who knows?
I don't know.
But yeah, so the match itself, if I remember correctly, it wasn't.
No,
anything special, but it was still a pretty good match.
It wasn't the best, to be honest.
But I'll say it falls under the category of just generic V match.
Yeah.
Which, if you're building up for a pay-per-view match, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, no.
Because you don't really want to give away a pay-per-view quality match on free TV if you're doing it on pay-per-view in a couple of weeks anyway.
Okay, so they're available from FYE.com.
Out of it.
FYE.com. There's a combo deal for both a box of cereal and the shirt, which is a new shirt with the New Day on it, basically. And it'll set you back $25.99, which is about £19 over here.
For delivery as well.
plus postage and packaging.
Yeah.
And you can also buy the cereal separately for $12.99 or the shirt separately for $21.99. So
For that price, I want New Day to blade serve me the cereal.
according to FYE stores, which it will be available in FYE stores throughout the US from August 5th, and the official product description says that it will give you your recommended daily value of positivity, unicorn magic, and trombone music. So if that isn't plugging the New Day, I don't know what is. The match.
Now, what I want to know is, does that come with a little plastic Francesca number 2? Because it does not even come with a.
No.
Yeah, I'm missing out on a trick there.
Or a
unicorn.
You know what? Just as a merchandise opportunity, I always thought that they might sell plastic trombones.
You know, I was thinking they might do that as well.
But I mean, apparently not.
Yeah.
So, but I always thought that would be a real Mattel thing to do. You know the way
I thought they would have.
You know the way they used to have those mics.
Yeah.
Where you like pressed a button and the Undertaker spoke.
Oh yeah, I used to have a couple of them.
Or like John Cena's, but I used to use those all the time in my house.
Or you can hold down the button and you speak into it and your voice comes out sounding like them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you could have a sort of, the plastic usual mock-up Mattel stuff of Francesca number 2, and you could play the button and it would do the whole thing that he does during the Unicorn Stampede and all that kind of thing. So anyway, if anyone from WB listens to this, merch opportunity.
And we want some damn cuts of that,
Yes, we do. We want 15% of all the sales. So anyway, the only thing I was going to say for this is it's yet another distraction win.
Yeah.
And it's not just any old distraction win. They were going too sweet and lost.
Yeah.
Is that the road we're going to go down now?
It's just, I don't know. I think there's just been too many of them sort of finishes in the last couple of years.
Yeah. They're the kings of the roll-up finish.
Yeah, it's just too much.
But anyway, we had an excellent match after that with Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yeah. Although I think we should also just point out that the New Day did try to ruin part of Big E's life after the match.
They did actually. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to say this. That Xavier's family, is it, that were at ringside?
Yeah, I think.
And I mean the club just smashed the hell out of them. Really, they just they just destroyed all of them in front of Xavier's family. Big E got yet another
Big E's boys.
Squash.
Yeah.
Big E's what?
Big E's boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you said something else.
Just a moment of silence for Big E's boys, please. And on to the next. On to the next segment.
So, we had Cesaro and Sheamus.
Who always, in my opinion, deliver great matches. Yeah,
they do. They're two solid workers.
Yeah.
I mean, Cesaro's arguably the best wrestler in the world.
If you not put him in the top 10 list of best wrestlers in the world, I don't know where you are, to be honest.
You're obviously not on the word.
Yeah, he has got to be in your top 10.
He does. So the match,
I don't know.
The match itself was kind of shorter than I expected. But I mean, Cesaro got the win, so he went over.
Yeah.
Not shocked. Trying to pick up the pace a bit here because Raw dragged, and this podcast was dragging just like it. We had Heath and Ginger. Ginger Mahal returned.
Is anybody interested in that at all?
No.
No? Should we just move on? Because,
Yeah.
We
had a Jericho backstage interview, and
Yeah.
it was just where it kind of set the scene with Jericho and KO as a potential team.
Yeah.
KO said that he had his back, and Jericho said that he also was protected by Jim and somebody.
Some bloke.
Some bloke. It's actually a hashtag, which is just disgraceful. It's just an indictment of how well Jericho gets things over.
As I say, it's another one of them things of just Jericho can get it over if he wants.
Yeah, he can just get anything over.
Although that does not include almost running over Stephanie McMahon's dog in the lead up to WrestleMania 18. That he could not get over.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. That is a story for another time because that still annoys me to this day.
That's the story for when we review the road to WrestleMania 18.
Yeah.
So we had Sami and Seth, which is a matchup we've seen before on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair to say it was considerably better here.
Yeah. See, I missed that one on SmackDown. So for me, this is in WWE the first time I've seen it, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Good match.
It was
and
fine.
then you had Seth Rollins at the end there using the catching finisher straight out of WWE 2K16.
I was just about to say it was exactly the same animation as the game, like
It
exactly the same.
And I'm not gonna lie, that actually made me smile a little bit. I like that.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It's cool because you see moves a lot in the WWE games.
Yeah.
And too often you see moves, and you're like, when has this person ever done that?
Yeah.
When does this ever happen? When would this ever happen? So to see Seth do that was quite cool.
It's like Eva Marie's moveset. She's got like more than 3 moves. I don't.
I mean, Cena has more than 5.
Well, that is true. Don't forget he's got 6 now with a springboard stunner he hasn't used in like 9 months.
That's because Stone Cold got pissed off at it.
Yeah, because Stone Cold said stop it.
Basically.
Stone Cold says so, you stop.
Well, I mean, it's the bottom line.
Oh yeah.
So, the final segment of the night really was Paul Heyman speaking in a quite ironic tone about how Randy Orton would never get his hands on Brock. He would never hit an RKO on Brock.
And
at this
surprise.
Yeah, at this point, Orton climbs out of underneath the ring. I don't know how long he's been there. Climbs out.
Show, probably.
If
got
he
a
was
Viper room down there.
If he was there whole show, I feel really sorry for the guy because I was sitting in my bedroom whole show and it was disgraceful.
I remember just going off for just that minute. I think it was Mick Foley at one of the old India House pay-per-views had to wait under the ring for the whole show. And that was actually the one where the power went out, and he thought he'd done it. So, it's not the first time they've had someone wait under the ring the whole show, so it's very possible.
I remember seeing the video about that actually, where JR tries to calm people down and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
They had a match, didn't they? They had a literal dark match.
Oh, the whole show took place in the dark. Then he did a free show 2 days later for people that paid for it.
Awesome.
I remember feeling very sorry for Steve Austin and Savio Vega when I heard, because they had to do 2 strap matches in 2 days or 3 days or whatever, and they went for each other in those matches.
You know what? I need to watch more Savio Vega.
He's very underrated, I think. He's not the greatest in the world, but
do you know what?
Very good.
No, hold on. I'll leave it actually.
What?
No, it's okay. I was going to say something about who I think is extremely underrated from WWE history, but I'm going to leave it until it's more relevant. Okay. Anyway, final thoughts on Raw, basically. Yeah. Well, Orton hits the RKO, escapes into the crowd, looks back at Lesnar, yada yada.
Yeah, and you've got the short guy behind him who's now become a meme on Twitter. So well done for that guy.
Is this the person? Is this the person with the Suplex City shirt who did the Orton pose?
I think it could be. Can't sure.
It's stupid. Once on each show, we had this. First on Raw, we had a Suplex City t-shirt guy who was doing the Orton pose. And then on SmackDown, we had someone with a Cena shirt, a Cena cap, and AJ Styles gloves.
I don't even know where to go with that one.
Anyway, final thoughts.
Final thoughts on Raw. Not a bad show, I wouldn't say, but...
Not a good show. Just
easily forgettable.
Yeah, it's probably not going to live long in the memory.
No.
But I mean, it wasn't as good as last week's, but it was never going to be as good as last week's.
Exactly. I don't think anyone could expect it to be as good as last week's.
No.
Because you're not going to hit a home run every single week.
And Balor's not going to be pulling double duty every Monday, so just get that through your head. And
you're not going to get 2 fatal 4-ways every week. Or someone winning a title every week.
Or a women's title match of the caliber of last Monday night.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, I think Raw is still far too long.
It definitely needs to be cut down a little bit.
It definitely is.
But I understand, obviously, the USA Network's decision, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If it cuts down to 2 hours, that would be perfect. So, that was Raw, and that's what happened. Basically, SmackDown was the next night, 2nd of August. Last week's SmackDown show was...
pretty lame. I suppose
Yeah,
people would say.
basically it sucked. It wasn't great at all. And
No.
obviously this week had to be a lot better. They had to
Yeah.
raise the bar.
And I'd definitely say it was.
From last week. Yeah. And I mean, from last week,
Yeah.
it was definitely 1-0 to Raw.
Yeah.
So what we had at the start of this week's show was we had Ambrose and we had Ziggler.
Yeah.
And we had basically this sort of face-to-face kind of bantering back and forth about their title match at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
in
and really
2
good
weeks.
work from both as well.
Fantastic work from both of them on the stick.
And again, it proved that Dolph Ziggler, when he wants to care, when he's caring, he is really, really good.
Well, I mean, he's a marvelous worker in the way that his back is against the wall. He's been thrown into this program with Ambrose with very little backstory, no real reason to care for the fans, and yet he makes us care.
Exactly. And
he creates this whole... Go ahead.
It's just weird that they don't want to do anything with him anymore when he's still very popular and he can still go.
Yeah.
It's really sad in a way that they won't do anything with him.
Well, they're doing something with him now, and they're giving him this opportunity against Ambrose.
Yeah.
Possibly because I don't think there was anyone else in the roster who was ready.
No. Obviously, you could have possibly gone down the route with Bray Wyatt.
Well,
but I don't think he can really afford another loss on pay-per-view.
Well, it's funny you mention Bray Wyatt because Ambrose completely roasts Ziggler.
Yeah.
And says that the only reason that Ziggler hasn't achieved as much as he's wanted to achieve is because he's not as good as he thinks he is.
Yeah, definitely. I think, maybe wrong, but this could be leading to a heel turn for one of them.
Well.
And I'm thinking Ziggler.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ziggler too. I was just about to say.
Yeah.
It's probably not. That's probably not Ambrose.
After that, guess who shows up but the creepy one himself, Bray Wyatt.
The creepy one?
Yeah, King Creepy.
King Creepy.
King Creepy Bray Wyatt.
The new face of fear, Bray Wyatt. Who was the old face of fear? That's what I want to
know. Kevin Sullivan, actually, I think.
Kevin Sullivan, okay.
Kevin Sullivan. Possibly. Yeah, he decides to, get involved.
Such a quick answer. Okay. Yeah. So then we have the whole usual Pac-Man sounding thing. And then we have Bray Wyatt standing over Ziggler. He hits Sister Abigail and Bray Wyatt cuts the usual killer mic work that he hits.
And he basically challenges Ziggler to him for #1 contender spot.
Exactly. And basically we have the match set. Not by any of the authority figures, but I mean that's not new for a WWE show.
Nah, that just randomly happens.
That happens all the time. So basically, Wyatt against Ziggler in the main event, and the winner will be the #1 contender to the WWE title. So that's what we have. It flashes to a backstage segment where Shane and Brian have just found out, and it starts off one of maybe 2 or 3 segments throughout the night. Where Brian and Shane sort of counsel Ziggler and tell him that there's no need to put his spot on the line.
Yeah.
And he's already won this #1 contendership. He doesn't need to try and, prove
and it really sort of sets up the thing, is Dolph actually going to lose?
Well, that's it. It puts the seed of doubt in your mind.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, we have Kalisto, Baron Corbin, and Apollo Crews.
No. Apollo Creed, according to Daniel Bryan.
Apollo Creed, yeah.
Apollo Creed.
Oh, dear Lord Almighty. I love Brian, but that's unforgivable. Come on.
He's not. I'm sure you don't live that one down.
Don't get the name of your talent wrong. Anyway.
I suppose at least he is on the right track with it.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
He had both called Apollo. Both last name begins with C. You could. Do we go with the obvious one there as well, or?
Yeah, they're both involved in combat sports.
Yeah.
That's the obvious one. Let's move on.
They're not good at all.
So
you have Apollo Creed Cruz, Baron Corbin, Kalisto, and
that was it.
One. It was who was it?
It wasn't a fatal 4-way.
No, I can't. I can't remember what else was going on now.
Unlucky.
Really watched it.
So yeah, that was the triple threat, and Apollo Creed actually won the match in the end up,
That was it. Yeah.
despite being killed in one of the Rocky films.
Yeah.
And he came out.
He's dead for what? 30 years? He looks pretty good to me.
He does. He looks good. Lost all his hair though. So he wins the match basically, and Cruz is the #1 contender for the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam against The Miz.
And also, to point out, Miz was on commentary for this, I think.
Yes, Miz was on commentary, along with was it along with Maurice or was it not? Probably was.
I think she was there, but I don't think she was on commentary.
Yeah, no, she doesn't speak. She just stands.
Yeah.
She's just there. She must be well pissed. I'd be well pissed if I was Maurice. They've not really given her anything meaning to do since she slapped Zack Ryder's dad.
Yeah, I thought like they're going to bring her back, maybe a wrestle again. Could still do at some point, I suppose. It's
still an option, but I mean, they don't need it because obviously they're having stellar matchups on SmackDown, such as the one that we have next. But before I get to that, what do you think of Apollo Crews challenging for the IC title?
Honestly, I think it is a very good choice. Crews has a lot of potential going on there, and I could actually see him winning, to be honest.
Well, Corbin is heel, so heel against Miz probably wouldn't have worked unless you're going for a double turn. And I'm sick of seeing Kalisto's face, mask. So so I'm sick of seeing Kalisto's mask. So from that point of view, I'm glad it was Crews. I'm hoping that the feud will open him up to a bit more character development.
Yeah, he definitely needs something other than just smiling guy.
Yeah.
I believe one of my followers on Twitter has actually nicknamed him what was it? King of Strong Smile.
King of Strong Smile. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But he's actually got... That's all he does, really. Smile.
Apollo, the King of Strong Smile.
Yeah.
Creed.
Make that a t-shirt, Vince.
You know what? I would not put it past them at all. Don't provoke.
That would probably be a thing if that catches on.
I'm going to tweet that.
I'll buy
So basically, what we get then is we get Becky Lynch against Eva Marie, or so we thought.
Yeah, it didn't end up like that at all.
So Becky comes out to the ring to the usual decent pop. Oh no, wait, she doesn't, because the crowd were non-existent.
Yeah, the crowd was, let's just be honest.
The crowd were dead. Absolutely dead.
Yeah.
It made me sad because it was Alpha's debut, which we'll talk about in a while, and
we'll get to that one, but yeah. And then we had Eva's entrance.
What do you think of Eva's entrance? Genuinely, what do you think?
It's a good idea because it's going to piss people off.
I love it.
It's going to annoy people.
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Exactly.
I think it's
I do
brilliant.
want to bring up a fact as well. During her entrance, they show the nameplates with the stats and that.
Yeah.
List her as the winner of the 2013 Diva Search.
Yes.
Of which there was not one that year.
No, there was.
Was there?
Yeah.
I can't.
It was one which did happen, but was silent, not mentioned by WWE on TV, and there were two winners. Guess the two. Obviously, you know one of them. It was Eva Marie. There was
JoJo, perhaps.
JoJo.
Yeah, that would explain the Total Divas thing, I guess.
That would explain the Total Divas thing. Is exactly right, and that's where you get that from.
But yeah, that's the first time they've actually really brought that up on TV.
So yes, there was a Diva Search. No, they didn't market it at all well.
And I don't think they've ever actually mentioned it since. But yeah, so
I mean, it shows a lot when Diva Search winner is still being used.
Yeah.
Even though the division is the women's division.
Diva was like riddles after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But,
so anyway,
we get to
Eva comes out.
Match.
She comes out to the ring, and what I can only describe as taking a leaf out of Kevin Nash's book.
Yeah.
And tearing her quad.
But she did not do a very good job of selling that at all.
No. I mean, it's with anyone else, you would wonder if it's a legitimate injury. With Eva Marie, you don't have to because her selling is so bad.
Yeah.
That you just know she's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely
it's
ridiculous.
Like, oh, no, my knee, ow.
Yeah. Oh, my knee, or I mean thigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait, that's my foot. I don't know. But so we had Eva helped to the back and no match.
Eva's helped to the back. Becky gets pissed off and goes to talk to the ref as if that's going to change anything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. We cut to a break again because Sky love their breaks.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. We're told then that American Alpha will debut after the break. And we get the Vaudevillains already in the ring.
And of course, we should probably point out one Simon Gotch winner on, he basically got beat up by Sin Cara for some reason, which we still don't know yet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about their backstage scuffle.
Apparently,
like
from what I've heard, Sin Cara threw a can of drink at Simon Gotch and then punched him. But yeah,
apparently Gotch has actual radiation heat though.
He is supposed to have gone into trouble with quite a few people.
And apparently he's not well liked.
No.
I mean, I don't know.
People on the SmackDown roster apparently that have got heat with people.
Yeah.
We'll get to that when, or if they even appear on the show at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I always thought Simon Gotch, whenever I saw him in NXT, I always thought he'd be a decent solo guy.
Yeah.
He has the look. He's an excellent wrestler. It's a shame he's a bit of a dickhead. So we had American Alpha come out afterwards.
To literally no reaction.
No reaction at all. Tumbleweed.
Which is awful.
Tumbleweed almost tripped Jason Jordan on his way to the ring. So they came out and they did their entrance and all the rest. They came into the ring. Yeah. They started the match off. It was a routine tag match, really. They just did their usual thing.
The showcase, basically, from American Alpha.
Yeah, the usual NXT debut showcase.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. They did the usual Gable top rope double takeout thing, and then the timed drop kick, and then the slide on the knees thing into the ropes.
Yeah.
So they did all that.
And then you had Jason Jordan get into beast mode.
Yep.
And just decide to destroy people with suplex.
See, he took his straps down at the right time. That's where Strowman should be watching and paying attention. But
before he knows stuff's about to happen.
Exactly.
To get ready for things.
He knows stuff is about to go down, and that's why. So it makes it makes the crowd know that stuff's about to go down as well. It's just simple. It's simple.
There's a crowd there.
If there's a crowd there, of course, which on Tuesday night there wasn't.
That was not good.
So anyway, Alpha won the match, and they were fantastic as per usual. Yeah. One thing I want to point out, and I want this to be on record, I've already tweeted it, but I want this to be on record just in case it ever happens, which it probably won't, but just in case it does. How phenomenal would a match be between Chad Gable and Zack Sabre Jr.? That
could easily be match of the year. I'm not joking.
Mind-blowing.
That's the match of the year.
Could be absolutely mind-blowing.
That is something I do need to see.
Everyone needs to see that. Everyone needs to see that. So, just in case that ever happens, I thought about it in 2016.
And he's right on the money with that one.
I'm assuming both the guys are going to be around for a long while.
Yes.
Sabre Jr. signed his WWE contract now, hasn't he?
Not actually sure. I had conflicting rumours on that. I've heard he has, and I've also heard not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will do.
It being too long.
Yeah, no, I don't see it.
I would say by the start of next year.
Yeah, we'll know for sure. So, after Alpha debuted, which was one of the higher points of SmackDown, really, we then got an even higher point, and just when we thought they couldn't bring the level up anymore, they just raised the roof. We had a Cena and Styles promo segment, and it was just straight fire.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It was amazing.
Cena put on some of the best mic work I've seen in quite a while. Just stuff, talking about his time in WWE and talking about how much he loves the company and how much he gives for the company. And the thing
unlike is, a lot of people, when you've heard it, when it comes from him, you believe it.
Yeah, he's sincere. You just know that he means what he says. Yeah. And then Styles kind of counteracts it, and Styles comes back. Styles was okay on the mic. He was a little bit weak. He saved himself towards the end. But at the start, he was a little weak. It was kind of Cena. Cena was kind of kicking his ass a little bit before that.
Yeah.
And then afterward, he kind of redeemed himself with the whole challenging to the match at SummerSlam and saying that.
Yeah.
One thing that
I did hear that Daniel Bryan apparently was not happy with one of the things that John Cena said though.
yeah, that was also on Talking Smack. I'm gonna say that in a minute. But,
That.
yeah, I was gonna get to that. But one thing I was just gonna say is that one thing that annoyed me was that Styles said that the club wouldn't be there with him. Well, naturally, because they're on Raw.
She had actually said that before Money in the Bank, and we know how that happened.
Yeah, but
they're obviously going to be there.
But he's on SmackDown, and they're on Raw.
But obviously, we know that the club should be there because it's dual branded pay-per-view. So, what would be to stop them getting involved?
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, silly logic. Just being predictive.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd bring it up. So yeah, the thing on Talking Smack, Brian basically shot on Cena.
Yeah.
He cut the shit promo later on with Renee Young, and said that what he didn't like about Cena, he said the quote is, I think he was borderline offended.
Yeah.
By what Cena said, and what Cena said basically was that if Styles kind of got fired from WWE or if something happened, and he lost his place in WWE, that he would just go wrestle somewhere else.
Yeah.
And Cena wouldn't. Cena wouldn't wrestle anywhere else. He would only wrestle in the WWE. And Brian said this offended him because Brian himself has been fired twice from the WWE.
Yeah.
And he has wrestled in other companies. No one, that's an illusion to no one at this stage. He's wrestled all over the world for ROH, PWG, all the rest. And so for Cena to say, that Styles would go and wrestle somewhere else, well, obviously he would. Because wrestling's what he does. He's not going to go and get a job in a garage.
Nah. He's not going to be a school teacher or...
Yeah, exactly. Wrestling is what he does. Exactly. So obviously he's going to go somewhere else. And that's kind of what pissed Brian off. He said that Cena...
I can where he's coming from.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like he turned it around then to kind of commend Cena so that he wasn't just going out on an all-out rant. I mean, he said that Cena, doesn't need the money, and Cena's just as busy with movies and with corporate events and things as The Rock is, and yet Cena still shows up every week, whereas The Rock only shows up for Mania to blow his name on fire.
20 minutes that could have been given out to matches that needed it or something.
Exactly. Instead, he defeats Eric Rowan in 3 seconds. So anyway, that's what happened, and that's kind of what Brian said. So he pointed it out. It was a backhanded sort of compliment. He said, he's lovely and he credits the company, and he's a credit to the company, and he's the main man, and he's the standard that he set. But
he's the face that runs the place, basically.
Face that runs the place. But that being said, don't criticize Styles for wrestling elsewhere because he had to work to get his opportunity.
He's going to need to provide for his family, and that's what he's got to do.
Exactly. Cena has no kids to worry about, and it doesn't sound like he ever is going to, for people that watch Total Divas.
If you can believe anything.
Not me, obviously. Yeah, well, yeah. So next we have one of the best stellar matchups I've seen in quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
Stacked. Absolutely stacked. Randy Orton, the Viper, the Legend Killer, against Fandango. The guy who's beaten Chris Jericho at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So anyway, Orton wins the match via DQ because out comes Brock. And are you really that shocked when you see Brock at this stage? I mean, I wasn't.
Not really. I kind of expected him to show up when they had the whole security thing at the beginning.
Yeah.
Basically, he's going to show up, so.
Yeah. So
just kind of waiting for it at that point.
Yeah. So what I love about it is Orton hits Fandango with an RKO anyway, even though he sees Lesnar coming.
Yeah.
He just thinks, well, I may as well get rid of this guy anyway.
And then gets up and walks into an F5.
Walks into an F5. The only thing I hated about the F5 was he was in the air far too long. It looked like he should have reversed it.
Yeah. But I'm guessing they're saving that for SummerSlam.
Well, yeah.
I'd hope. Anyway, if we don't see that spot at SummerSlam, then they're missing out on something.
Oh, we need it. The F5 under the RKO. Oh,
that's pretty much all everyone's waiting for.
Yes.
So you had Brock Lesnar show up.
Yeah. So Lesnar shows up, hits him, Next, we get the backstage segment with Heath Slater and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And Heath comes in and basically says that he's the hottest free agent in the WWE today.
I think we should also point out as well, a bit of story going on here as well, because security was busy with Lesnar.
Yeah.
Heath Slater was able to sneak in.
Exactly.
That's a nice bit of storytelling there. I don't know if it was done on purpose or not, but
You know what? I'd like to think it was done on purpose. The reality is, it probably wasn't. But it was a nice bit of continuity, which is not something that you see from WWE all the time. So
not much.
No, definitely not. So that was good, and it was nice that they had that consistency. So he came in and he talks to Brian and says that he wants a SmackDown Live contract. Brian says he's going to have to earn it, and says that he can have a match
next week.
He can have a match next week against someone,
his opponent.
And if he wins, then he can get a SmackDown Live contract. With that,
Heath Slater asks, "Well, who's my opponent?" And gets gored halfway to hell by Rhino.
Jesus, that gore.
That looked pretty nasty, actually.
It's actually one of the best spears I've ever seen in my life.
And then Rhino stares kind of creepily into the camera.
Then he gets up and smirks at Brian, and then kind of leaves. And then Brian just shrugs, and that's kind of it.
He says, "Yeah, I'm going to need some paramedics."
So I don't know. Rhino and Heath Slater, fantastic match. Really,
Heath Slater wins. I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
I prefer Rhino on that.
I like Heath Slater, and I will not.
I like Rhino.
I like Rhino too, but I think Heath Slater just.
But then I suppose Rhino clearly already has his contract.
Yeah.
So
I think maybe some sort of shenanigans going down to help Heath Slater win.
You see, they'll obviously book the David versus Goliath shtick that they always normally do with this kind of thing.
Yeah. Or 3 seconds into the match is over already.
Well, yeah, they could just do the gore and keep the free agent thing going. You don't know. There could be a big money matchup at SummerSlam between Heath Slater and Mitch the Plant.
Hey, you leave Mitch the Plant alone. He's a very good man on Twitter.
Anyway, speaking of Twitter, Twitter was getting a little crabby at this stage because there hadn't been a women's match.
Yeah.
And what I decided to do was send out a post with a really smirky photo of Sheamus saying, haha, you thought there wouldn't be a women's match because Carmella comes out.
Yeah.
I mean,
got up in the intro as well, which I kind of like. She's mixing it up a little bit here.
Yeah. I mean, to my surprise, out comes Carmella. Shortly behind her comes Natalya, who clobbers her.
Yeah.
And we still don't get a women's match.
No, Natalya just basically a suplex and then puts Carmella in the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
And by the way, did you know Natalya's uncle was Bret Hart?
What?
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Straight up.
You're not being serious.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious, bro.
Does that mean her dad is Jim the Anvil Neidhart then?
It would indeed.
Oh my god.
They have never mentioned this in 8 years.
This is crazy.
I know. There you go. The more you know. So yeah, we again no women's match on SmackDown.
I'm sick of Natalya. I'm sick of Natalya.
I think she's a great wrestler, but I thought this heel run was actually going to be really good for her, and it's just kind of fallen flat, really.
Yeah.
It's a shame as well, I think, because she is definitely one of the more talented women they have on their roster.
And she's also Bret Hart's niece.
And has a very, very strange obsession with her cats.
So yeah.
I'm calling it now. This whole thing is going to end up being down to her cats.
What?
Her cats are behind the whole heel turn, I'm telling you.
Do you think?
It wouldn't surprise me, actually, if they did that. I mean, evil cat controlling woman. What's not to like there in a wrestling storyline?
That's a bit Katie Vick, though, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. But
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's not quite Katie Vick yet. Not quite.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You would need to involve the cat in some sort of sexual innuendo before it would get to Katie Vick stage. But it's there. It's got the potential.
It would be something bad, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened a couple of years ago.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either.
And they'd even have some cheesy post-effect thing with cats having glowing red eyes or something. Sith Lord cat.
Maybe that would be her Titantron. Didn't they do that before?
I think they had the Great Khali's Titantron.
Great Khali's Titantron. Like, yeah, they'll do that for Natalia, except with two paws or whatever she calls her cat. Two paws, I think. I follow Becky Lynch on Twitter. It's not that I actually know the name of Natalia's cats.
I only know through, again, Twitter, and I think it was mentioned on Raw a couple of times in Total Divas.
Yeah. Also, I just want to make this point again to the people of Twitter. People who say, "Oh, Natalia is a heel, slay." Climb into your nearest bin, please.
What is this whole term "slay" all about? In a way, I don't.
It just means you're doing a great job.
But I don't think. I mean, in the ring wise, yes, I will give them that. But as the heel run itself,
no.
I mean, if all she is going to do is mention she's related to Bret Hart, it's just all right, fine. What else? Is that it?
No.
Yeah, because that is not going to work.
No,
definitely not. Well, there we go. We have our WrestleMania match sorted already. Balls versus somebody in that cat.
that might be too fast. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know any other woman on the roster it'd be, but yeah, there you go. Just do it.
Natalia and her cat versus Paige and her dog. I don't know. Does Paige have cats? Maybe Paige has cats.
She's got quite a few cats, actually.
Yeah, crazy cat lady.
Yeah.
Well, of course she's with Del Rio now, so.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you watch Paige's tattooed thing? Is that out yet?
I don't think it's on yet. I think
it's Thursday that drops, is it? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Right, okay, I need to watch it. See if she explains the Pappy tattoo.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if she mentions that or not.
She probably won't.
Nah, probably not.
She has like mustache tattoos in her fingers, doesn't she? Or something like that.
I'm hoping she explains what that is, because I've not been able to figure out what's going on with that.
I think she has two tattoos on two different fingers, and it matches up with her other finger, or it matches up with her mum's or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
her mother's a crazy cow as well. Don't care.
Anyway, right, so what came after that? I can't even remember now. Was it the main event?
Main event, because everyone was panicking before this, because Morrow said the main event was next after the Heath Slater segment.
And then we had that.
And it wasn't. So it's Morrow o'clock. Ha ha ha.
Take that, King Ross.
Just want to use this opportunity to say how much I hate King Ross.
Yeah.
Did you see what he posted today about the Bellas?
No, I haven't actually seen anything.
In a What Culture article?
Alright, what do you say?
He said the only reason that they've won the Teen Choice Awards is because of who Nikki Bella's going out with.
Because John Cena obviously can choose who wins that.
Well, I mean, he was the host of it, so obviously 2 and 2 makes 17 in Ross's head.
It could be the fact that teams just actually do like them.
He also demeaned Sasha Banks and Charlotte, respectively, for their breast size on a WTF moments recently. Yeah. So I just want to say that I don't like King Ross at all. He's a misogynistic twat, and I hope he dies in hell. So we have Dolph Ziggler against Bray Wyatt in the main event. And at this point, pretty much the whole of Twitter is rooting for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
With the few who root for Dolph Ziggler, but they're the few that think that Naomi's great on the mic.
I actually was kind of wanting Ziggler to win, not because I don't want Bray Wyatt in the match at SummerSlam.
But that's good, though, from a storyline perspective. Because that's making you think, oh, Ziggler deserves this win because I don't want him to lose it after he was so courageous.
Bray Wyatt losing out another match at another match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he can afford another big pay-per-view loss yet.
I'm still holding out on the triple threat, because if it's a triple threat, you can involve the other two guys in the finish, and Bray doesn't have to be there.
Exactly.
But he can still get a good
right now is their best opportunity. But so the match itself was fine. It's not really anything to write home about. I mean,
well, I actually thought it was quite decent. It was probably match of the night, really.
Yeah, and also there's a spot in the match where Bray Wyatt got rolled up and looked like he hurt himself quite bad.
Yes, he originally I thought it was his back, but he actually went over on his ankle because all of his weight was he was trapped. His ankle was trapped underneath all of his weight.
That did look quite
So
painful,
credit to him for finishing the match, unlike Eva Marie, who didn't start hers.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the end, Ziggler got the win.
Yeah.
They did this whole spot with the turnbuckle and untying the turnbuckle.
Yeah,
Bray,
it's kind of weird because I don't think I've ever seen Bray Wyatt do that.
Neither have I. It was a bit weird.
But obviously that makes sense. But yeah.
I haven't seen anyone use the turnbuckle really since Punk and Bryan.
Yeah.
In 2012. So they used the thing, and then Ziggler hits him with the zigzag, which I think is the worst finisher.
Yeah, I hate that move. He does need a new finisher.
Yeah, and anyway, Bray kicks out, which is good because you like a good false finish.
Yeah.
But he loses to the super kick eventually, which is just disgraceful.
Yeah.
I'm all for him celebrating Shawn Michaels' life and works, but
yeah, everyone is doing a super kick now. It's not really.
Well, I mean, in a world where Gallows and Anderson do a super kick as a daily thing, I don't think it's good enough anymore for Ziggler to finish matches with it.
But yeah, so you had that. Then Eric Rowan attacked Ziggler after the match.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see they haven't totally forgotten Eric Rowan exists, I suppose.
Well, that's good. One of the stupidest things from a storyline perspective, why does Ambrose go and help Ziggler?
It did seem
they're facing each other in the match. Why does he do that?
Yeah. I mean, I get that he is still a face, but doesn't mean he can't just, let Ziggler take a beating.
Yeah.
He wouldn't necessarily be a heel for it, I don't think. As a matter of fact, I'm not really sure at the minute what they could do to turn Dean Ambrose heel.
Yeah.
Probably attack Daniel Bryan, that's about it.
That's basically it. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
So that was SmackDown Live because we all thought it was pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Apparently, and we have to keep being reminded.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't get the point of why we need to keep reminding of that anymore. But there you go.
I don't know why.
You'll forget every week. So.
But there you go. That was SmackDown, and that was Raw. That was the first half of the WWE week. Yeah.
So I say so far the brand warfare is one apiece.
Yeah, I think so.
So it'll be interesting for Raw next week.
It's not.
We're going to have Randy Orton appear anymore on Raw.
Is Lesnar scheduled for Raw next week? Do you know?
Probably not. I wouldn't have thought.
Probably not.
I don't think we'll be seeing him again until SummerSlam now.
I think it's hilarious that he used up one of his appearances to walk in, hit an F5, and walk out again. But there you go.
And one more to get RKO'd.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, it's different.
Yeah. So that was it overall. I agree with you, actually. I think SmackDown took it this week. I mean, it wasn't by much. Last week, Raw decimated SmackDown. It wasn't quite the same this way. But SmackDown definitely had the edge. So
yeah. If only SmackDown still had edge.
If only.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
I just want to take a moment to talk to the lovely audience that we don't have yet. And say that basically we're producing this podcast in association with Slobber Knocker Box. And if you're not familiar with Slobber Knocker Box, they're basically like other companies like Wrestle Crate, like Pro Wrestling Loot, like Lucha Loot, that kind of idea, where they send you a box and, it's a wrestling subscription box for the fans, by the fans, and they deliver exclusive goodies to your door every month. And it's wrestling memorabilia. So there's t-shirts, figures, cards, pens, that kind of stuff. So basically, there's 3 different tiers that are available. There's t-shirt only, there's standard and deluxe. And with this month's deluxe box, there are exclusive Will Ospreay items. And if you don't know who Will Ospreay is...
YouTube the guy.
Yeah, YouTube the guy.
Because you are missing out.
YouTube cheeky Nando's kick.
Yeah, definitely.
YouTube whatever else. Just YouTube Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
He's the guy's unreal. He's coming to WCPW actually soon. So basically, if you sign up at slobbernockerbox.com and use the code Suplex Statement, you can get 10% off at checkout. So yeah, that's it. Check out our friends at Slobber Knocker Box, and we're gonna do the podcast next week. We had another mate who was gonna do the podcast with us, but he was insanely tired. Yeah. So he's a bit more devil's advocate-ish than us. We tend to agree on a lot of things. Yeah. So I think I'm going to end the episode with the theme of disappointment, basically.
Tell me,
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Guy has lots of sex. Roman Reigns, the guy with the wettest hair. Roman Reigns, the guy who just doesn't care. Roman Reigns, the guy with a lot of class.
Yeah, I remember that now.
The chorus is the best.
Yeah.
Just want to make it clear that I'm not hating on Reigns here. I like the guy.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the guy.
Yeah.
I just, in all honesty, I needed something to finish the podcast, and that was it. So, if you check back with us next week, it probably won't be next Wednesday because we're going to want to talk about NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic, just so that we don't have to mention the name Heath Slater in a sentence.
Really see Slater alive. Can't we just rag on Eva Marie some more?
I don't know. I don't know if we can rag on Eva Marie some more.
Yeah.
Someone tweeted earlier on that that Eva Marie has the potential to be the best heel in the company. So
They're not far off, to be fair.
well, I mean,
That entrance alone is going to get us some serious heat with people.
it is, to be fair. It's going to get massive heat.
Hmm.
And I like it. I think it works. So next week we will have the podcast at some stage. If the lovely people at Suplex Statement decide that we're
Good enough.
not, you know,
We don't
we're not
ramble
that
too
bad,
much.
that we don't ramble too much, which we kind of do. So we'll be back at some stage next week. We're going to review
Hopefully.
Raw again, review SmackDown again, maybe a wee bit on the Cruiserweight Classic and NXT. And if there's anything good that happens on Talking Smack again next week, any more shoot interviews with Daniel Bryan, we can talk about them as well. But for now, that's it. So all I have left is to say thanks for
listening. To us talk a lot
if
of crap.
at any point you ever do. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
And
thank you very much, guys.
thank you to Jake for joining me.
That's
It's been a bit of crack, really.
Yeah,
So
it's been great.
all right. I'll see you later.
Yeah, see ya.
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.